Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Mi vida loca me vale poca. Aquí don cuates on me, ese that's two pistolas. 3 parts pure, 1 part baking soda. Take it out the microwave before it bubble over. Coolers on a quota, look over your shoulders. I push weight box, please, I don't sling boulders. I make moves, the kind that move mountains. My voice echo thunder, the streets stay pounded. It's Cualquiera, Tijuana, La Frontera. 17.5 and I pull it out my sweater. I'm DOC, duck a cover, yeah, homes. Nobody does it better, I'm a mean go-getter. Glands of adrenaline, quick on my toes like I'm laced with a betterment. Seasoned rap veteran, I ain't got a floss. Every move that I make, let you know that I'm a boss. Asesino. Dice, mi barrio pesa, se llama Nessa. Puro pinche loco con tatuaje en la cabeza. No te metas en lo que no te interesa, porque el coyote está hambriento y está buscando presa. Sácate de esa maleza de la naturaleza. Vamos a hacer que la casa se ponga espesa. Si llego al estudio pego como Julio César. Aquí tus figuras tiemblan, alta destreza. Tengo gente que está metida en la empresa, que la cara tienen a la muerte impresa. Están buscando poner el pan en la mesa, rifándose en la limpieza o sacando la fresa. La mamá que reza porque el hijo no regresa. Ponte trucha porque te devoran si bostezas. Aquí andamos representando con fuerza para todos mis paisanos del Huesa. Esta es mi ciudad, donde está mi pueblo. Apenas si me voy, quiero estar de nuevo. Que me digan dormido, si lejos me muero. Que me traigan aquí, me entierren en tu suelo. Te vas a quemar, vivimos en el fuego. No vas a aguantar las reglas del juego. Si soy lo que soy, es porque te tengo. Si estoy donde estoy, es por donde vengo. Cuando prenden el micrófono, ya no me detengo. Saben lo que pretendo y el nivel que mantengo. Con el loop de scoop, escupiendo un incendio. Hasta que Los Ángeles se vuelve el infierno. Andamos bien puestos, echándole el resto. A todo volumen con los vecinos molestos. Ritmos crudos, ritmos frescos. Para todos mis paisanos del West Coast.
Yo. Comentando. ¿Qué dicen? Sí. ¿Qué cuentan? Ya. Escúchame. Ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaz es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente. Tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se se nos muestra, pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta. Pánico en el público y manejarás encuesta pal. Político en vez de patrullas, en vez de camilla para un hospital. Como si esa mierda de combo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el otro sobrino pero bueno de tu primo hermano, pariente, papá. Que esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas, belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo, falso, culos, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador, grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá, la palabra es cruda. A tu educación mi camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben, cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trate la fruna, no una pura canción de aventura. Así no censura, emite basura, no le conviene que sepa verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una bebé que poco invierte
al vecindario.
Sirven como fieles feligreses a oscuro intereses, mienten todo el día, crían, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo, pues miró hoy como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho a la objetiva información. El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún delegado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta las 100.
Hay violaciones, extorsiones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará,
CPF.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
All right. All right. Give me a second, family. Give me a second. Yo. Okay. All right. Saludos, family. Shalom. Buenas noches. Buenos días. Y buenas tardes for you that are watching from afar. Good to have you here, brother. Jeremías, buenos días. What up, Guanacuyo? Okay. So, what's up, VTC? Just in time. So I have, I'm going to cover some things. I guess you could say some Bible study relating to our people, right? Because, you know, there's always going to be those who will never believe, never even dissect it, claiming to talking about the Bible like as if you know it and you've never like literally studied it. You get what I mean? You probably brushed over it or saw some videos on it or mentioned some few things of it, and then you mix and try to match your ideas and gaps of lack of knowledge into beliefs, and all of a sudden you guys come up and you take some fucking Frankenstein type of theory and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, I'm not even feeling better, bro. I'm still sick, but I still have the energy to do this class because like these things matter to me, man. First of all, let's look up the word integrity. Okay? The word integrity means the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. You see, this is when people are not watching you. Are you doing that? I'm not saying we're not expecting perfection from anybody, but we know for the most part that you should be a decent person with some kind of moral character, with some integrity, with some honesty behind you. You know what I mean? Not taking information and then running with it and making it your own story and history. And all of a sudden now we got these like fucking straight, I don't know, crazy fucking animals, bro, trying to steal the history of people that don't belong to them. You know, from the wobble hardcores to what's that? Top Cats, whatever, street search, some shit, fake ass culomiados, or that other dude that looks like a gorilla and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know his name, but they're like, they think that this really is getting anywhere. And you know what? For the impaired, you know what I'm saying? For like the fucking dumb ones, yeah, you can fulfill their lust. Stupid and full of lust, of course, can go a far way. So all we're asking for is for integrity, being honest, having strong moral principle, the state of being whole and undivided, the condition of being ununified, unimpaired, or sound in construction. Okay? Right? So whenever I do these classes, like, you know, I try to do that. I try to be sound into what I'm talking about. So when I provide information to my people, you know, like there's a reason behind it. Okay? So let's start off with, I was going through my pictures, fam, and I found some pages that I had not seen in a while. But I'm actually glad that occurred, okay? Because if you guys recall, this was very common for a while between Native, quote-unquote, Americans and Palestinian brothers and sisters, and I'm saying that for a reason, right? So let's listen into this, because it seems like they forgot, right? Like they seem to have forgotten. Look what it says here: Native American Indigenous plus or times Palestinian Indigenous, both colonized by the same Zionist. I've been expressing that for a long time, right? For some reason, you so-called Native Americans, you forgot about that, right? You forgot about that. So I'm going to show you something extremely interesting, which I've been talking about every now and then lately. But when this was full on, because it hasn't stopped yet, I was going deep into it. This is why I always say you cannot sit on the idea that we did not migrate. I'm going to show you a lot of examples, at least, on how that conversation has to be met. And if you are embracing white science, how about for a moment, which you hate, by the way, how about for a moment you listen to a brother that's of your bloodline, hopefully, that might actually make some sense. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to. Now let's play this. You guys remember that, right? What about this one right here? We just actually listened to that one. What about this one? You guys remember this one?
Leve Palestina och krossa sionismen. Leve Palestina och krossa sionismen. Leve, leve,
So,
leve Palestina.
so we heard a lot of that music, right? Check it out. I think it's this one.
Och vi ska bygga upp vårt land. Och vi ska bygga upp vårt land. Till socialismen. Till socialismen. Och hela världen.
All right, so we kind of get the picture of these things, right? Here goes one more.
Och vi ska bygga upp vårt land. Och vi ska bygga upp vårt land. Till socialismen. Till socialismen. Och hela världen kommer att bevittna. Och hela världen kommer att bevittna. Leve Palestina. Och vi ska bygga.
That's First Nation, okay? So all you're asking for is integrity, some honesty here, right? Like some sincere honesty. Okay. So I'm about to show you a video because this is gonna go both ways. I'm gonna show you guys some material, and I think it's time for both of y'all, you wobbles from the fucking far left, right, wherever you're from. It's time that you start just like sitting your asses down and your pictures don't fucking matter, bro. No matter how many videos you people fucking push, the reality is that you still got to take this shit and also prove it. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, for the next maybe couple hours, I'm going to show you and ask these questions. How come you don't have this? How come you're missing this if we weren't here in 1492? Okay, so I always say this, family. I don't know, man. It's like they say, never bite the hand that feeds you, bro. Okay, so I'm gonna show a video of their own Messiah, right? That's what I'm gonna call them. Their own Messiah. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds you, kids. It's because of us that you fucking even know anything right now. There's a lot of people in this continent that owe it to Raza for not letting the gringo take over like that. Do you understand that? Put some respect on that shit. Let's go.
Pakistan. I have been to Burma. I have been to Japan. I've been to many places where you would assume people know about the cosmic reconnection. You got to go to Mexico. You would never associate Mexico with this level of understanding. But guess what? They, and they alone, they healed me. When I had gone to Russia, I was in England, I was in Africa, I went to Chinese medicine. Nobody healed me. I go to Mexico, and this Mexican healed me in 90 days. But when I began to look at the Mexican integrity, I begin to see something very beautiful. Something that I never seen anywhere in the world. Mexico have a sensation that when I go across the border, I feel it. Like the pyramids of Mexico in Teotihuacan, they are 4 times larger than one in Egypt. But the Mexicans don't go around boasting that. Because they're very humble. They're very humble people. They are beautiful people. And we should really get closer to them.
This is where I think that they like really took his advice and fucking... He didn't mean to steal the heritage. Do you understand that? He meant to get to know our knowledge and ways of understanding. It was this guy who went to one of our people, older gentleman, obviously. Jeremías, se me hace que tú sabes más de esto, no? I don't know the guy's name. But he went to him to get cured. Simple man in a simple town, in a simple pueblo. Simple as it can be. He's going to explain it right here. Again, Integrity. Integrity, man. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. You know what that means? That means that when we bring something to the table, then you should have a strong moral principle within yourself, right? And being honest with integrity and uprightness and conducting yourself that way when we come with information with you. Not when brothers like, let's say my brother, I'm not going to call it, but yeah, Julio, he went on TikTok, wanted to share some of the stuff he knew, brought sources. And what were you native so-called Americans doing on TikTok? Y'all were cussing him out, bro. Y'all were cussing him out, saying, fuck you, you don't know this, fuckity fuck. What kind of sense is that? There's no integrity, bro. There's no uprightness. You know what that tells me? That you guys are fucking weak. That your whole native belief is it's like on an edge of something. You're about to lose that shit because you got a lot of white people claiming to be natives. And that's why these wobbles have an angle on your fucking asses. And that's the truth. You got a lot of gringos claiming that they're natives. I mean, I've seen them myself, bro. I've seen it myself. I've seen the ID myself. Pinche gringa way. I'm telling you, totally white looking lady, bro. I know damn well she was no native. And she called herself native. So that's the problem with y'all. Integrity. So what am I doing? Showing that it comes from both ends, bro. Y'all disqualify the information that we provide, just like no different than people that, hey, he was not disrespecting the information that was provided to him. It's everybody after him that disrespected the information that was provided to him. Because who provided that information to him? Raza did.
Mexico is where I found the only people on the planet that eats a natural food as a staple. Nobody else, nowhere in the world but a Mexican. And about the pyramids of Mexico, well,
I became a merchant seaman right quick to take you through my life. Left Honduras without going to school, became a merchant seaman, became an engineer, worked for the County of Los Angeles as an engineer. While as an engineer, the County of Los Angeles, something is to happen. Something is to change my life completely. First, it was a Mexican. The Mexican said to me, "You're dying." I said, "I know." "How do you know?" "Because I fell out going to the bathroom a Sunday afternoon, and I didn't reach the bathroom. I got up off the floor. Something must have happened between there and the bathroom." But I had gone to the neurologist, the endocrinologist, the GER practitioner in Russia, in England, in Germany, in France, United States.
Listen to what he says, okay? Dr. Sebi pronounces, admits, and knows where you guys are all from. So-called African Americans, we're not attacking a general population, not at all. We're speaking to these fucking wobbles, these foundational Black Americans, or Aboriginals, whatever they call themselves, claiming that they were the original people here. So follow what we're talking about, because a lot of you guys get offended, so emotional, bro. And what we're doing is we're ripping this bullshit away from we're destroying this nonsense. There's no other way to do it, because quite frankly, bro, I don't know how you fucking take it, but it's like for example, you guys get mad because the so-called white man stole all the history, claiming to it be his and never yours. You get really offended by that shit, but this doesn't fucking matter. Black people claiming that they're the original people of this land that completely ignores everything that happened to our gente, bro. You're spitting on our heritage. It ain't no different than when the white man says he invented something that you guys probably invented. That is offensive to you, correct? But not this? Nah, we're going to keep going, bro.
And they were people that knows what it is about. They have the great big books on medical science. But my asthma and my diabetes, my impotence was kicking. What happened to the books? They read books. All the physicians that treated this boy read books of all kinds. Nothing happened. I goes to Mexico, and the Mexican have a goat in his house. Every 5 words it was bad.
Listen to this, and this is why I'll tell you, natives. This is why I say to you, natives, bro. If you really want to debunk the information that I have, come to this channel and prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Matter of fact, if anything, you guys, like, you need our help, if anything, bro, because they're decimating you. Ignoring what we bring out. No, it's all good, though. Let's continue.
Bad. And I'm looking around. The Mexican said, the goat bothering you? I said, no. You're dying because you are disobedient. Then
He said, bro, he said, the brother, our gente, our elder, so to speak, told him, you're dying because you're disobedient. Disobedient? Okay? If you're saying that scripture has nothing to do with us indigenous gente or us Mexicas, Taínos, Arawaks, if it has nothing to do with that, then how come this simple man gave him such a fucking deep understanding of wisdom? Listen to this.
he brought the Holy Bible. Honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long upon the land. That's in the Bible, isn't it? But how could we honor our mother and our fathers when we don't even know what they were about? You don't tell that to an elephant, to honor his mother, because when he's born, he follows his mother and watch what his mother eats. Do you and I know what our mothers ate in Africa? We don't know, yet we dialogue. We dialogue on this level of intelligence.
Understand now that our brother told him, you're breaking the commandments of your motherland, like, motherland. You're supposed to eat what your motherland provided you, what your lot was for. Like the Bible says, everybody has a lot, right? As soon as he started eating the food that was of Africa origin, that you could not say it grew anywhere else originally, that's when he started getting better. He was eating the food of the Americas, and it wasn't helping him. Our brother told him, nope, you got to eat the food from your land, where you're from. And this is your king, FBA. This is your God. Once again, integrity. Integrity. Disrespectful bastards, knowing that we gave you that knowledge, and this is what you do.
Because I know Plato, I know Aristotle, I know all about Diogenes.
Never bite the hand that feeds you, bro. Straight up. Now let me show you this to you. Let me show this to you so you guys can understand what the avenue is here. Okay? So now we're going to get into the actual session of the class. So I got something to show you guys. I let you guys know, native brothers, native sisters, you're like, oh, I don't got nothing to do with that Bible. Okay, well, you're over there supporting Palestine because you say you connect with them, correct? I really wish I had the book of these pages. And I know it's my book because I marked them like that with that red tab right there. This is from page 234. But quite frankly, it don't matter, honestly, because you guys don't give a shit about the sources. And you got these wobbles that provide you information and pictures, and you believe that shit without sources. So, quite frankly, find it yourself. But this is it written, and this is not recent, okay? It says here on page 234, address of the prophet Isaiah. It says, chapter 8 of Zechariah, by the way, the predictuous of the same final restoration of that people. After predicting God's jealousy and fury on behalf of his people, he says, I am returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. It then follows verse 7. Thus say the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. Do you understand that? The east country and from the west country. It's not talking about, remember, this is in these times right here. Okay? Now, some people may say, he's talking about Africa. No, shut your ass up. It's like that's a skip and a hop. From the east to the west. From the east to the west. All right? It says, thus say the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east and from the west country. By the west country here, we must suppose it meant America. None were saved from any west country at the time of the restoration of Babylon. This shows then that the thing predicted was distinct from and the future of that event. So this is basically a prophecy. In the original and in the margin of the Gray Bible, the phrase is from the country of the going down of the sun. The going down of the sun. Listen, the going down of the sun from Palestine is over America. Do you understand what this is saying? A prophecy in Zechariah 8 talks about the restoration of Zion from the east into the west. And here we see that couldn't happen in the west because there was no such thing. This happened in Babylon. So this must be a future prediction of the nation of Israel, right? The Israelites, not the Israelis, not the Khazars, not the converts, you know what I mean? Not BHI shit, none of that bullshit. We're talking about historical people. Bloodline worthy. In the original and in the margin of Great Bible, the phrase is from the country of the going down of the sun. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. From the country of going down of the sun. The going down of the sun from Palestine is over America. That's why I showed you the video earlier. You guys were all adamant about Palestina, Viva Palestina. Right? You guys were all about it, bro. Posting shit. Oh, they invaded them. They invaded us the same way. I'm just showing you something that exactly talks about what you guys agreed on not too long ago. Now you're going to tell me that, no, this is bullshit, coincidence, whatever. And as God had said in his passage just quoted from his prophets, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven. And we have pictures of our people here through the codices of showing like 4 different departures, like different people in different locations. They're trying to translate it in a certain way. Is that what it may be? And it says here, so America must probably be included in this description of their being spread abroad. To decide more clearly that the ultimate event here predicted are still future, the Most High says in chapter 8, verse 13, and it shall come to pass that as ye were accursed among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Here's the expression restoration of the house of Israel with that of Judah. But the house of Israel were not restored with the house of Judah when the latter returned from Babylon, which is true, considering Zechariah was talking in that time, nor have they at any time since been restored. Very true. The event then is clearly future and distinct and distant from any ancient restoration. It was to take place after a long and noted scattering of that people to the 4 winds. And there, by the way, I've showed you guys a very important book which has hundreds of references that we were scattered abroad trying to fight for our freedom. And they're being viewed as a curse there by the nations. As a curse, where are you? Wetback speak. Anyway, specifically here. If there were to be spread abroad as the first winds and thence recovered from the coast. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. What? Hold on. Give me a moment. I lost it. Let's see. Okay, that's page 34, 234. Let me go to 235. 235, watch this. Zechariah 10, 6-9. In this event, watch this. And Ephraim is by name saved from far countries. And I will strengthen the house of Judah and will save the house of Joseph and will bring them again to place them. For I have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I have not cast them off. For I am the Lord their God, and will hear them. And they of Ephraim shall be like a mighty man, and their hearts shall rejoice as through wine. Yea, their children shall see it, and be glad that their hearts shall rejoice of the Lord. I will hiss like psst. I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. Remember the diminishing when people came, slaughter, disease by these invaders, Europeans and Africans, right? And the Arabs as well, right? Okay, well, this is where it talks about the rejuvenating of our people. We are the most all across this continent, fam. It don't matter what other nation you are. We, indigenous, are the most here in this continent. You don't forget that shit. I will hiss for them, meaning from afar, and gather them. For I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will save them from among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries. And they shall live with their children and turn again. I will hiss for them, says God. Is represented as hissing for a people only in two texts. Besides this, Isaiah 5:26 and Isaiah 7:18. In both of which passages, the hiss was to call distant heathen, right? Meaning what? Falling off the passages of the Most High. God's hissing in this passage then to gather the children of Ephraim in the last day seems to dictate his provincially calling them from a distant heathen state. Exactly. And this is the mode of calling which perfectly symbolizes with the calls of American natives a shrill, significant whistling. Then it says here, such promises of the restoration of Israel from far countries, from the west or going down of the sun, from the coast of the earth, from the end of the earth, from isles afar. It does say that. From the end of the earth, when the sun goes down, from the islands afar. They're being brought in ships from afar. Verse 68 in Deuteronomy 28, making their way in the sea, their path in the mighty waters. Their expression certainly will accord with the 10 tribes brought from America. Now, this is from the Scriptures Gazetteer, and I want to skip it in here right now so you can actually understand what we're talking about, okay? Scriptures Gazetteer, page 72. I'm going to show you this book a little bit more further, but I want to show you something as well. It says here, many passages of the Scriptures lead us to imagine that the ground plan of the great temple of Mexico resembled that of Jerusalem. Now, I found this video, which I thought it was interesting. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, what? Okay, so I'm not gonna play it all completely, because I'll probably get blocked over it. But watch this real quick, fam. Okay, so just hear me out. Just hear me out. And again, we're talking about my. Shut up, man. We're talking about migrations, and I'm not showing this for anything else but the music. Okay, so pay attention. Listen to the instrument. Okay, so these are people from the regions over there, Syrian guitar. Okay, we're talking about people in the Middle East. They're celebrating a marriage. I'm not concerned with how they dance or anything. Pay attention to the music. All right, check it out. Now, I'm going to share this with you. Am I saying are we those people? No. What I'm talking about is you have to understand where our branch is coming from, bro. This is why we're asking for integrity. A lot of you guys believe in science. Then we give you scientific answers. Then you say, no, that's bullshit. So then we say, okay, here's Bible. Then you say, no, that's bullshit. So then we say, okay, here's history. And then you say, that's bullshit. That's not having integrity, man. That's not being honest with yourselves at all. Because a lot of you guys who believe in science, right? A lot of you guys who believe in science embrace this theory. Now, I'm going to share, and again, I'm kind of going back and forth, but I know where I'm going, family. There's this video, and I shared this with y'all a long time ago. So let's just take this for what it is, all right? You guys believe in science. You Native Americans from here, right? Been here 30,000 years, right? You've been here 30,000 years. That means you believe in science. Okay. You study anthropology or archaeology and all of that stuff, right? And I never did. So, me compared to you, I'm ignorant, right? But it's all good, bro. I'm not offended by it. Now, it doesn't mean it's true. So anyhow, you believe in that, right? Okay, so let's go.
Over this again because we have some simple-minded people in the audience. The Out of Africa event has never been debunked. And the peopling of America via Beringia has never been debunked either. We have genetic and archaeological evidence, right, to connect all of this stuff. Okay? So let's go back to the Out of Africa event. People descend, non-Africans descend from the L3 haplogroup, which left out of Africa about 70,000 years ago. Okay? The people of America possess a mitochondrial gene that originated in East Asia. There's no way around that shit. All right? Now let's read. The mitochondrial, right? The L mitochondrial haplogroup originated in sub-Saharan Africa approximately 130 to 200,000 years ago. The M and N haplogroups descended from L3 approximately 65 to 70,000 years ago when humans left Africa. Haplogroup M moved into Asia, later giving rise to haplogroup A, B, C, and D. Now, family, Native Americans possess a haplogroup of A, B, C, and D. Tell me how y'all got your haplogroup in America. Where did it start in America? That didn't start in America. Your haplogroup originated in Asia. It was a branch off the M haplogroup. Your mitochondrial gene is what I'm talking about. This is an unbreakable chain, unbreakable line from your mother's mother's mother. I'm not talking about autosomal DNA.
You see what he means? You see what he's saying? He's talking about, the whole connection. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you believe in? Do you believe in science? And if that's the case, then you have to believe in this. Now, here's where there's two interesting factors. Not three, because even though there's three lines, there's two really major ones. There's three lines here that say that people from here, from this region, migrated here. Now, there are some people that went up there first, crossed over. Some people that went kind of straight across, which is the fastest way, considering how mathematics and physics works. If you flip it over and you put a straight line down, you put a curved line down, or you put a semi-curved line in the middle, that will always get there first. So these guys got there first. And then these guys here. So these guys travel from here all the way down. So now, apparently, these native individuals like the science part. They don't like it when you say they came from here. But they don't like it when you say that we came from here. Either way, if you believe in science, that means you believe in this whole concept. Unless you believe that you never had any connection with other human beings, and I don't mean frijoles, I'm talking about people, then you need to say that and prove it.
I'm talking about mitochondrial lineages that connect you guys back to Eurasia. It is what it is. Okay? The haplogroup M moved into Asia, gave rise to haplogroups A, B, C, D, and G, and F. Right? Now, haplogroup N moved into Eurasia, giving rise to haplogroup R, which is the root of haplogroup H. I can't read the rest, but you already know where this is going. Now, the bottom line is, like I said, we're all connected. We all have some type of mitochondrial lineage. So don't get mad, get smart, and prove me wrong. Now, look, another thing, if I have said anything to upset anybody, I apologize. But I'm standing on my genetic business all day. And if you want to debate this, let's go.
Again, is it science? Is it not? So now let's hear this brother's point. He made a good point.
People are Siberians, but it's not that. We're Siberian. We're Tartarian. Now the Siberian pretending to say they're the Tartarians. Now how come when you look at the architecture, the statues, the headstones, and the facial features carved into these so-called Tartarian buildings with the curly hair and full lips and the copper and deep brown skin tones and the Moorish turbans and solar symbols, they don't match the phenotype of Siberian migrants. What you're looking at is the Moorish signature, the builders, the geomancers and master masons who carry sacred architecture, numerology, and star-based geometry everywhere they went. So yeah, you might be from the region Europeans call Tartary, Siberia, Steplands, or whatever, but don't get it twisted. You're regional. You're a byproduct of a migration.
So first of all, the Moors have nothing to do with the Tartarians. Grand Tartary or Tartaria was in East Asia, and they have never ever in the history of histories, any human history, ever depicted a Tartarian being black, harshly melanated, kinky coily hair, full lips, full nose. They have never ever depicted you guys as the Tartarians. That's where you're wrong, and you must have took some advice from my last video for you to stop letting ChatGPT speak for you and speak to your people. But here's the thing, we can see in your glasses that you're reading from a script, and right here it shows that you had to remake the video 3 or 4 times. So
Damn. Wow. You know, honestly, family, I thought about recording it before, pre-recording it and shit, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I chose not to. I'd rather do it live. Y'all known this before already. You guys know what I'm doing. Okay, so for you guys that believe in science, here's my little beaner ass. Oh shit. Oh well, they logged me off. It's all good. Is he gonna log me back in? Yeah, it will. Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, so check it out. We know about the advanced, right? What's up, dog? What's going on, homie? Okay. We know about the advanced, right? Now it says here, you're going to see this often. And again, this is not for me. This is for us, fam, because I didn't come alone. Like my parents did not come here alone, family. You know what I mean? So there's a good portion of us that have this type of, schematics when it comes to DNA. Right? As you guys can see, the portion everywhere else is really low. It's not even, everything's below 1% after that. Even these guys. Right? But the point being is, I'm not here alone. This is not my only, I want you guys to understand that. This cannot just be my family. We fucking came together. You get what I'm saying? This is why I'm showing this to y'all. This is why it's important for me to share it with you. I could care less if, it don't matter if it's just me, because then it's just me. Like, what the fuck? It don't mean nothing. Now, it says here, when you go to our father's bloodline, that there was a good portion of us that fit the description of these people that migrated from there. Because it says that a good portion of us, like if you believe in science, like he said, it all came out of Africa and people traveled out of here and then go and went over there and yada, yada, yada. Because some people believe in science when it's convenient. So it says here that a good portion of us did migrate and predominantly came from this region here. And this is where the tribes of Israel, the Israelites, basically, dealt with their lives. From Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all the way down to the 12 tribes. Because if you think about that, the sons of Jacob ended up being what? Enslaved from the Assyrians, Babylonians, right? Keep that in mind, fam. So this is why it's important for me to say it. Like, hey, man, if that's the case, then what the hell? Because I keep finding books that tell me some important things. Oh, let me go to here because I had touched on it. For example, this is the book I had showed you guys that mentioned. This is from the Scriptures Gazetteer, right? Watch this real quick. You can see the actual book. You see the title. This is really good. I've had it for a long time. I think I've shared it a few times, maybe. It's talking about the Old and the New Testament. Okay. It says the Scriptures Gazetteer, or somebody, the Scripture Gazetteer. Come on, man. By Edinburgh. Let's see, the Edinburgh Printing and Publishing, Shakespeare Square. Here goes a better picture. A gazetteer of the Old and New Testament, of which is added natural history of the Bible with an introductory essay. So it's adding natural history. So what it's saying is it's comparing the Bible to natural history. Okay. Now let's go back to page 72. I believe we were page 72. I hope we were page 72, right? Let me see. Come on, man. I really do need a new computer. Just don't want to spend money on it, dude. You know what I'm saying? There's other shit to do. Come on, bro. Come on, man. My bad, fam. It's not me. You can see this is a computer. It's, getting viejito on me and shit. Okay, 72. Oh, my God. Fuck. I'm just going to use the pictures. Here it goes right here. Page 72 of the same book. Watch this real quick. The Mexican temples contained fountains in the courts in which the priests performed their ablutions. And Solomon is said to have made a molten sea, which contained 2,000 baths for the same purpose, and stood in the court of the temples. Many passages of the scriptures lead us to imagine that the ground plan of the great temple of Mexico resembled that of Jerusalem. Okay? Now, I want to show this to you. I think we should see it pretty close. Let me see if I can use my book. Hold on. Come on, man. Where are you? Give me a second, family. There it goes, right. Okay, cool. All right, so as you can see, this is what they're comparing it to, okay? This is on page 82 of the same book. Okay, then, bastard. Come on, bro. Stop. Shit. All right. This is talking about Jerusalem, and earlier it says that it looks like it, right? You see what they mean by that? That's how they saw it. That's what they saw, fam. So in their eyes, they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, this is, I can see where the connection is." And especially when you pay attention to the fact that you have people that wrote this material and made it an effort to say to themselves, you know what, we're going to publish it because we found a lot of natural things in our lives that relate to this Old Testament and New Testament. This is not us writing it. This is not us trying to, make up some history. This is people saying, hey, we've seen this about them. And we can write it down and say, yeah, it may look like it. Let me see if I can get page 71. On page 71, watch what it says here. Come on. Page 71, paragraph on the bottom. Watch what it says. It says the Jews were expressly commanded, Leviticus 23:40, in verse 40, to carry boughs and branches of trees in their hands as a religious ceremony. In like manner, the Mexicans decorated their temples profusely with boughs of trees and flowers and carried them in their hands in certain festive processions. Okay. Then it says, in one of the Mexican months, the Mexicans celebrated a festival by going up to a neighboring mountain and building a tabernacle with boughs for one of their idols. In the book of Exodus, it is said of Israel, and that they came both men and women, and as they were willing hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold, and of every man offered of an offering of gold unto the Lord. The Mexican painting shows that Mexicans were accustomed to present at the shrine of their gods jewels of gold, bracelets, necklaces, and it also appeared that they placed loaves of bread in sanctuaries before their idols, which must remind us of the Jewish shewbread. As the temple in Jerusalem contained great stones of gold and silver vessels with the king of Babylon pillaged, so do the Peruvian temples were exceedingly rich in gold and silver vases, and immense quantities of there were pillaged by Pizarro and his soldiers. And it says it is well known that among the Jews, certain cities were appointed as cities of refuge amongst the Mexicans and other Aboriginal Indians, that states that were regular places of refuge to which culprits might flee and claim the rights of sanctuary. The places of refuge among the southern Indians were places of their kings, called Tecpan by the Mexicans. Wherever there was a palace, there was a city of refuge. Likewise, in almost every Indian nation, observed Boduno, there are several peaceable towns called old, beloved, ancient, holy, or white towns. They seem to have been formerly towns of refuge, for it is not in the memory of their oldest people that every human blood was shed in them, although they often forced persons thence and put them to death elsewhere. You see this? Come on, man. It says that the Jews were regularly summoned to worship by the soundings of horns and blowing of trumpets was a religion ceremony which Moses declared had been explicitly appointed by God. It says also, Mexicans also acquainted with the use of bells were in like manner accustomed of their worship by horns, and they approached the temple with the same reverential custom of pulling off their sandals when within a certain distance, meaning like, take your shoes off, this is holy ground. They also resemble the Jews in their sacerdotal customs, I guess, right? And their priests were represented in a dress very like the Jewish high priest, a linen ephod, a breastplate, and the border of pomegranates. Both nations, Hebrews and Mexicans, says the author of the Antiquities of Mexico, were more punctual in the payment of their religious offerings and first fruits. The Mexicans, as Montezuma confirmed Cortez, feared that if they failed in this part of their religious duties, they would incur most reverence vengeance. Wow. You see what that means? Right. You see what that means, man? We have to really pay attention to some of these things that a lot of us overlook and we think it doesn't mean anything. Okay, fine. Just read it and dig into it. This is not us like making this shit up, bro. These are books that are written. This is regarding the Old and New Testament. Scripture's gazetteer. If you look at the word gazetteer, it talks about like the diagnosis or like the information, like the. Here, let's look up the word. Let me see. Gazetteer meaning. I remember reading about it. a geographical index or dictionary. You see that? So it's basically a dictionary, fam. And what it's doing, it's relating the Bible with current events. This is on page 70. I'm not making this up. This is people writing about it. Hold on. I have the book. Here, look. I'll show you the page. Here, check this out. Oh no, hold on a second. Hold on. Do I have it here? Hold on a second. Let me see. Maybe I can do it this way. No, I had it on my phone, on my computer. This is what it's called. You can get it on archive.org for sure. Hopefully. I don't see why not. It's a gazetteer of the Old and New Testament. A gazetteer of the Old and New Testament, which is added the natural history of the Bible. So again, it's talking about current event situation. With an introductory essay on the importance of the study of sacred geography by William Fleming. This is volume 2. I also have volume 1. So let's go back to page 71. We were right there. Now here's where it gets even more interesting, to be quite frank with you. It says here that it is well known that among the Jews, certain cities were appointed cities. Oh no, hold on. Did we read it? We did read that one. It wasn't that page 70. Mamon. Mamon, wait. Hold on. Let me see. Did I find it? Oh, yeah, that's right. The page before. My bad. All right, so check this out. Let's start at the top. And again, you guys can dig into it, man. Hardly anybody's ever brought this book. As a matter of fact, I don't think anybody's brought this book out, bro. I'm the only one that's ever brought this book out. I shared this when I first came out with this channel. We're at page 69. And it says here, in thus endeavoring to the account for the traditions which existed in the ceremonies observed among the Mexicans and the Aborigines of the America, and to trace their origins from the 10 tribes, it is curious to observe the theory maintained by some of the Spanish historians that the devil was permitted to practice a fallacy on the tribes. You see, so the Spaniards basically were saying that we can't be those people. What the devil did is he just kind of like chose random ones, like Khazars, and made them act like they were the Hebrews, bro. Like for real. Wow. A fallacy on the tribes, and made their migration from Asia to the New World and an exact representation of the departure of the Israelites from Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, no, the devil stole the story. The Cavalier Boturini says that the Mexicans, like the Jews, recorded in hymns the miraculous events of their own history. And Torquemedo gave the following description of their ceremonies of adoring and carrying the image of their deity. Hold on. Huitzilopochtli. In the Mexican mouth, Toxcatl. I think that's how it says. They carried before this litter a kind of painting roll of papyrus, 90 feet in length, 1 in breadth, and as thick as a finger. A number of the young men carried this roll, supporting it very carefully with arrows that it might not be injured on the surface, being entirely covered with paintings in which the almighty acts which he, the deity, was believed to have performed in their favor, and all his title and the epithets which they bestowed upon him in return for the victories he had granted them was recorded. So this is where I think we see vengeance of the destruction of our history, towards the destruction of our history, man. Because you see here where God says, saying, God of vengeance, who freely acted, and again, let us sing unto the Lord, who has gloriously manifested himself. So the God of vengeance, it's like vengeance, it's kind of reflective, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it talks about, people hating the Israelites. And what do you think's going on right now? I mean, look, man, I'm reading some stuff from the past, bro. I'll show you right now what year this was printed. It says here we'll start at the top. It says The procession and the dance terminated at sunset, at time which hours precisely they made an offering of tamales. See, let's read it again. The procession and dance terminated at sunset. The beginning of the day. At which hour precisely they made an offering of tamales, a kind of bread which Mexicans, like the Jews, presented at their temples, and which was only lawful for the priest to eat. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. That's tortillas, my friends. That's unleavened bread. Yeah, that's exactly it, sir. If you got the link, here, let me find it for you, man. Here, I'll get it for you. This is a good book, bro. The Gazetteer. Watch this. Let me just get it. Pa' que vean que no soy gacho. Hold on. This is volume 2, published in 1838 by Oxford University. Book from the here. I'll show you. I'm gonna just show you. So here goes right here. It is a gazetteer of the Old and New Testament, to which is added the natural history of the Bible, printed 1838. The European Library, Oxford University has the original book. Okay, so you guys can download it here. Just click PDF. Very simple. Watch. Oh shit. No way. No says mamon. So here's the link, and all you do is you click the PDF file. Right, and there it goes right there. It's a really good book. I've had it for a long time, but because I have some stuff saved already, I'd rather. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess, at that point. But here it says on page 69, the Mexicans. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. The Mexicans have been farther identified with the lost tribes of Israel by the names and attributes which they assign to the Creator. It is unnecessary to quote the words in their original. They designated him the Most High, the Lord of our bodies, or of life, God of heaven, God of fire, God of ages, the supreme, the great, the terrible one, the master of paradise. You can find that all in the Bible, by the way. What do you say about that? Are we lying about this too? Let's see. Do I want to show this one? Oh, all right, let's go up here. Let's go to this section here. See, here's where they reference the book of Ezra, okay? Right there. Right? Right there, hold on. Right there. Okay? And it talks about the 10 tribes. All right? If we go on the bottom, it gives you the verses. Okay? You understand what we're looking at? It says these analogies are thus enumerated as conclusively proving that the Aborigines of South America are of Hebrew origin and the descendants of the 10 tribes. I'm sorry. So you guys, can see what I'm seeing. We're not making this stuff up. If you just read and pick this stuff, you can find out. Look, it says on the bottom. It says, these analogies are thus enumerated as conclusive, proving that the Aborigines of America are of Hebrew origin and descendants of the 10 tribes. Their beliefs in the symbolic purification of water the inhabitants of Yucatan gave to water which they baptized there. Remember the name Yucatan, by the way. Look how they spell it. Look how they spell Yucatan. UTI, okay? UT, not Y, UT. Utican, okay? All right, just don't forget that. The children, let's see, regarding, we just read that about water. He says they use circumcision. They expected a Messiah. Many words connected with the celebration of the religious rites were obviously of Hebrew extraction. The resemblance which many of the ceremonies and rites of the Indians bear the Jews, the similitude which existed between the Indians and the Hebrew moral laws, the similarity between moral law, which is why I first started. Did I lose that page? I don't think I did I? That's why when I first started, I said integrity. I said the quality of being honest and having strong moral principle. Right? Moral principle. And here it says that the similitude which existed between the Indians and the Hebrew moral laws, the knowledge which the Mexicans and Peruvian traditions supplied that the Indians possessed, the history contained in the Pentateuch, the Mexican traditions of the Teomotzli, but by the way, it's the divine book of Moses. And it's in this book as well. It says the famous migration from Aslan, otherwise Asia, the traces of the Jewish history, traditions, laws, customs, manners, which are found in the Mexican paintings, the frequency of sacrifice among the Indians, and the religious consecrations of the blood and fat of the victims, the style of the architecture of the temples, the fringes on the Mexicans wore fastened on their garments. You guys can see it. Now, this is a book called A Study in Hebrew, Indian Language, okay, by Thomas Brookbank. Oh, hold on a second. Let me go back real quick. I want to show you what year this book was written, so you guys could read it. It's a heavy-duty book. It was written in year. Hold on. Oh, wow. Am I that far? Okay, hold on a second. What year, Bato? What year is that? Hold on. I don't want to do that, dude. What is that? Let me see. I'll tell you right now. MC what? MDCCXXXB123. That's 1738, I believe. Is it correct? It's, look. See that? So you can see that on that line. That's the MDCCC. Oh no, that's MDCC. I missed it. Oh, my bad. Oh, it's one more. So it must be 1838. 1838, this book is written. I think we saw that already. Okay. So now let me show you this real quick. Studying Hebrew and the Indian language. 1926. There are some words here that are similar. I'm just going to get to this point and then I'm going to move on. Okay. Because I want you guys to get these books. You need to read them. You need to like really connect the dots. That's the only way it's going to happen. Here we see the word Yucatan. Okay. Remember you saw Yutican. Okay. Remember that? Okay. It says here, let's see, hold on, my bad. There it goes. Move this way. It says here, concerning Yucatan, concerning the derivation of the name Yucatan, we are informed in R5, I guess 615, that All agree that the name Yucatan originated from a misunderstanding by the Spaniards of the words first pronounced by the natives when questioned about the name of their country. However, it is safe to say that if the Spaniards gave them the name of their country either correctly or incorrectly, when the Spaniards very much like Yucatan does when spoken, for if they suspected that they had misapprehended the answer, it is not strange that they did not continue to make the inquiry until they did not get a correct understanding of the name they asked for. Then it says the question was one of no little importance. Some circumstance in the case indicates that the proper answer was given to it by the natives, which, as near as the Spaniards understood it, was Yucatan. The writer believes that by appealing to the Hebrew, they can get all the time sustained to reply of the natives as correct. Then it says here, Yuk, and then Katan. Okay? So in Hebrew, it says, the first of these words means to be pressed, crushed, and Katan in Hebrew for little or small. In compounded form, the two words make Yucatan. Yucatan. Remember we saw Yucatan? Well, this is Yucatan. With U long in either of them, there is no appreciable difference in the pronunciation and that of Yucatan. The history of the Indians who inhabited those regions in generations or two before the Spaniards manifest that their natives who were being questioned but poorly represented their forefathers whose dominions constituted an empire, but which through civil and other wars have been broken into pieces, to any one of which the name Yuk or Uk-Katan or Yuk-Atan, meaning pressed or crushed little or small, might appropriately be applied. Then it says here about Balaam. Hold on. Balaam, it seems that the latter city owed its origin to a fierce warrior named Balaam, who had entered the country by way of Petén Itzá about 15 centuries before the Spanish conquest. It goes without saying that this founder of Copan must have been chief or lord over a considerable colony of the immigrant, or that he could not have accomplished so great a work as that which he is credited. Watch this. Other ancient Americans, also known by the name Balaam, as example, Balaam Kitza, Balaam Bagab, which I think Yakab, or again, these are Lord. The name Balaam is Lord. So Lord Jacob or Agab, Iki Balaam, and others. Balaam Kitzi was Balaam Kitzi was the paternal ancestor of the first royal Kitchi family. These three Balams and other persons by the name of Mahukuto were the rulers and high priests of the people as long as they lived, and after the death, royal rights and dignity attained by some of their descendants. You see this? Now, check this out. Hold on. Can we move it over here? In Hebrew, this name, which has come through Hebrew source to us, is but a slight variant of the Indian name Balaam. It seems to have been quite a favorite with the ancient Americans. The meaning of Balaam, as Dr. Young gives us, is a pilgrim of the lords of the people. The use instead of or in that definition could scarcely make it apply more fittingly to the Indian Balaams just named than in those that it stands. It says, it may be objective that the accounts respecting them are myths, that American rulers and chiefs bearing such names and performing such works never lived. But even granting that the stories are fictitious, there is yet lacking a satisfactory explanation as to what led to the ancient Indians to pitch upon a name for some of their mythical characters which has a meaning from a Hebraic point of view so appropriate that no one can better it, allowing the Balaams to be a real personage and the stories relating to them strictly true. Isn't that what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. All I'm saying is you can't ignore this shit. You need integrity, bro. Look, this is not me saying it. Like, you cannot ignore these things. How is it? Is it a coincidence? Balaam over there, Balaam in the Bible, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Que alguien me explique.
Let me remind you, bro. Mister, I came from the fucking ground. I'm a mushroom. I'm not part of no human being. Literatura maya. Popol Vuh, Memoria de Solalo, Libro de Chilam, Balam. Chilam, I showed you guys in the map over there. That name is there. Chilam and Balam are basically used in the Middle East, man. Come on, bro.
Que alguien me explique.
Compilaciones y prólogo Mercedes de la Garza. Ahí se va, ahí les va, ahí les va. Ahí les va. Dice aquí, con el nombre de trasunto de los títulos de la tierra de Tecpan, Guatemala, existe en el Archivo General del Gobierno de Guatemala un expediente marcado con el número 53.957, legajo 6062, seguido durante los años 1658 a 1663. That's 5 years. En la ciudad de Santiago de Guatemala. ¿Ok? ¿Ya ven? Ok. Watch this real quick. Should I start here? We'll just do the next one. Okay, let's go. That one. Historia de los Ixpantances de Tecpan, Guatemala. Título original 1554. Dice: nosotros los principales, este es nuestro título, como vinieron nuestros abuelos y padres cuando vinieron en la noche, en la oscuridad. Somos los nietos de los abuelos de Abraham, de Isaac y Jacob, que así se llamaron. Somos además los de Israel. Nuestros abuelos y padres quedaron en Canaán, en aquella tierra de Dios que nuestro Señor concedió a Abraham. Nosotros también estuvimos en Babilonia, donde hicieron una gran casa, un gran edificio, todos los hombres. La cima del edificio crecía hasta la mitad del cielo por obra de todos los hombres. Entonces se hablaba de un solo lenguaje por todos los grandes. Luego se separaron en la noche, se fueron a sus casas a dormir y les habló Dios nuestro Señor, porque eran de su imagen, de la raza, los hijos de Adán. Y como eran pecadores, se mudaron las lenguas y se volvieron muy diferentes. Así se los dijo Dios nuestro Señor. Entonces se maduraron todas las lenguas, ciertamente se volvieron diferentes sus lenguajes. Cuando se encontraron después unos cuantos con otros, no se entendieron su lengua unos con otros, ni se saludaban. Así quedaron entonces entre sí. Luego se separaron y se desparramaron por todo el mundo, se marcharon a conocer sus montañas y sus valles. Entonces vinieron nuestros abuelos y padres que pasaron por medio del mar, reuniéndose en una gran casa, y tuvieron sus trompetas y chirimías, tenían sus flautas, sus pitos y sus cantos. Allá se juntaron en la grasa grande. You understand what that said? That right there. Now this is a book I had. I have it, but it's tore up. I moved. I've had it a long time, and I put it in a box, and I couldn't find it for a while. And they got smashed in all the boxes that was saved with like my books, but I just forgot that set. So in this page here of this book, because it's really pretty interesting, right? It talks about that's the historical and geographical background, page 29. I'm going to show you page 72 as well. You can see the actual history. It says that the Indians, of course, were Jews, one of the lost tribes of Israel. Labored tracks on this theme written by the first padres in the America are many. So this is from one Fray Diego Duran, the rational part of those pioneers worked in Mexico, is used often in his book. Wrote that the supposition is confirmed. These natives are of the 10 tribes of Israel that Salmanassar, king of Assyrian, made prisoner and carried to Assyria in the time of Hosea, king of Israel. Didn't I just play you guys Assyrian music? I literally just played you guys Assyrian music. Look, this is what I'm saying, man. Talking about the music. I'm not talking about what the people look like. Now listen to this. I hope I don't get blocked. You see that type of instrument? So all of these things do stay with you, family. I mean, if you believe that you're spiritual, then you should understand that. And this book also, it definitely separates us from everybody else as well. The church may have resolved God's anthropology, but they had not settled it among the philosophers. The famous Hugh de Groot, pioneer of the international law, believed in the 17th century that the North American Indians were Scandinavians, the Peruvians, Chinese, and Brazilians, African. He was immediately answered by his countryman Johannes de Laart, who was steered to great rage over an inept as deduction, meaning like what the fuck these wobbles are saying about people being of African descent is fucking dumb.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Now, it says here, it shows us a great example and similarity of our people and customs of other people. I always ask, where's your diet and what tools did you use? Independent invention of the kitchen above, Egyptians making bread from a mural at the Thebes dated 1900 BC. The meal is ground on a stone mortar and the unleavened bread is baked on a flat oven. You hear that? All right. That's them. See what's hanging? You see the mortar? It's like kind of going up and then like slanted down. It's like on a decline. And here's where you cook it. And I guess these are like the comales that you use to cook it on. And look at our people. Hang it the same way, right? Use the same tools because we use the same thing. It's declined to like, mortar the corn to make the tortilla. And here's what you cook it on. It says here, below, an Aztec girl being instructed by her mother in the art of making corn cakes. She grinds on a stone mortar. The circle in the front represents the baking device, the comal. On the wall are baked cakes. So this is a comal right here. Sorry, my bad. So here we see, and this is what I'm talking about. Now you guys can't answer these questions. You can use pictures all day and all night, man, but you have to answer to the fact that if we were not here, and that means that you guys were here, how come you guys have no clue about the Christian compendium? How come you have no idea what that even means? How come you guys never suffered from Padre Nuestro, Ave Maria, Diez Mandamientos, El Credo, all of that stuff that Catholics were demanded of you? Why is it that the majority of the natives are Catholic? If they were the first people that came to the Americas, most of you people are not. Y'all are Protestants, Christians, Puritans, or some shit like that. What are you talking about? It says here, dry corn was steeped in lime, then boiled, and the corn skin peeled loose. Then it was braided on the stone matete with a grove stone roller. This technique of corn preparation is so old that these artifacts appear among the first as well as the last archaeological objects to be found in the yielding earth. The unleavened cornbread, pancake-shaped, not cornbread, basically unleavened bread, pancake-shaped, flat, because cornbread ain't flat, was baked on a flat comal, which I don't see no one else using. This was a non-variable based food of the natives of their lives. I'm sorry. In addition, there were beans, chile peppers, fish, sometimes meat. Maize could be made into tamales or atole. Or atolle means atole. What is that? A gruel made of maize, flavored with honey and chili pepper. The culinary day began and ended with the same food. You can't take that away, man. And you have to answer to those questions, bro. Yeah, we're done. We're done. We are done because I have something to do. I just got called upon. I had something to show you. I'll do it tomorrow. Thought it was important, man. You understand that, family? Anyways, I gotta go. Sorry, I do have to cut it short. I hate to be this way. I gotta cut it short. Pero cuídense, hermanos. All right, thank you for sticking around, stopping by. I'm gonna finish it up with one jam, and that's it. Okay. Pero muchas gracias for sticking around. I hope that the information was edifying. I hope you can take something from it. The books that I provided you guys, man, that shit should be heavy duty. Study it, read it. Go to it, man. Dissect it. You got people here trying to steal your shit, and you don't even know it's yours. It's like you don't even know you don't even know you're sitting on $1 million, so to speak, and somebody's going behind your back trying to take that ticket. Just imagine you as a kid, and other kids, hey, what's up, man? And you're kind of sitting up a little bit. You're not leaning back, but you have your little envelope full with your little $1 million ticket, and some kid that's trying to be so-called your friend, he's reaching behind you, trying to take that envelope, bro. That's exactly what that is. And what I'm trying to do is show you guys, yo, you gotta open up that envelope, okay? Just open it up. And if you don't like it, fine. Maybe it ain't for you. But I think that if you take your time and pay attention and read these things that we provide for you without being so insecure, I think you just might be able to help us here to get rid of that malinche shit that we're all suffering. A lot of you guys are suffering that malinche shit. You guys want to be enslaved. I don't understand that. Anyways, have a good night, fam. All right. Sorry to cut it short, but anyways, hopefully that was edifying. Take care.
Viven huyendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, that's so real. Love was man, I never fear, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre para allá no. Tú podrás por mira traicionar a tu familia, matar tu brazo, sangre, si vos sabías, pero yo no. Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
خواتي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هني بالك ربي كبير وربي عالي واللي جاي الدنيا اليوم وباقي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري خواتي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هني بالك ربي كبير وربي عالي واللي جاي الدنيا اليوم وباقي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري Tuve un sueño donde no había amor se perdía el color de una flor se marchaba lentamente con el sol en el horizonte pude hacer algo para calmar mi dolor y es por eso que le pongo flow viviendo alto siempre Burruco bimba y es que todo por la familia Burruco bimba y es por eso vengo a bendecir Burruco bimba y es que todo por la familia Burruco bimba y es por eso vengo a bendecir
Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
Magna Superstar escalón, subiendo a nuevo escalón. Metallic in the salon, esquivo like si de Stallone. Esos pics van del palo, pero bitch no rascan balón. Aunque me enrollo nada, cáñamo, nunca me paro. Aunque van tras de mí, no se pueden medir. Buscan el elixir, está metalizado. Y es que yo soy así, no van a descubrir sexy flow y skill con este descaro. Si familia necesita de ti, fíjalo. Por Connection Antarctic Field, dígalo. A mí nadie quería de Paris, día yo. Los magnates han llegado, están aquí, píalo. Para soportar el dolor como no imaginas, es la vida en ámbar. Aunque creas que no puedes tú solo con la movida, yo llevaré tus bambas. Familia, familia, fighting the hate and the media. Familia, familia, it's original, man. Familia, familia, fighting the hate and the media. Familia, familia, yo soy un rocket, ellos Aprilia. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea, melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto pa' que no se caiga. Son los magna de post final. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea, melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto pa' que no se caiga. Son los magna de voz final.
Repara millas sin mirar y sin mirar sin asimilar que es la puta herida de tu vida hurgo. Los manates la chatarrilla hacen pa' pillar piltrafillas. Tres donos nos pilla y se va con la furgo. Te hará falta una pedicura y una cura si se apura. Quizás llega la locura de mi turbo. Dale vueltas a la partícula, deja ya la mandíbula quieta que sola llega a Luxemburgo.
Niño que para la compota que la pera pata.
Pero vinimos a mejorarla.
Pa' hablar por mi familia y tengo autoridad.
Saben que no puedo cagarla.
Y poner ritmo y los manos les botan cuatro patas. ¿Quieres esa vaina va a probarla? Todo la que en el party donde sacata. Guata que el guatan alma. Vive muriendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, so real. Lo es man, never fear, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa. Y nuestra prosa siempre para allá fabono. Tú podrás por mierda traicionar a tu familia, matar tu brazo en Grecia, pausa villas, pero yo no. Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna Boy son familia, ya no maniga.
Bombo cry, sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it, cross the line on them. Warfare, vengo con los míos, Magna Gate, while I fire them. Bombo cry, sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it, cross the line on them. Warfare, vengo con los manas y saqué, while I fire them. A girl stop, shut up on the microphone ballad, and let's smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap. Bang in the street, fire burn it, fill it with. Rasta man, I got Illuminati, play the kill.
Stop, shut up on the microphone ballad,
and let's smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap. Bang in the street, fire burn it, fill it with. Key Cray is a king, Magnus thing. Nobody, no kill them.
in a crazy style. Chale, no fire them. It's a Rasta ganja.
Nobody, no kill them.
It's a crispy style. Tally, the fire cream. It's a Rasta ganja.
Familia, Rasta chai is familia.
Key Cray is familiar.
Familia, pure nego is familia. Sico, Key Magneto, familia. Familia,
Es el que está a la mínima. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas.
familia, Rasta Giant
Familia, Magna Boy que te blasta, manego.
Yeah, man, real bombo clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, ribby damn. Hey. La. You man a tribute from Black Uhuru Ray. Hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, the dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken broken microphone, mystic lover sound that removes soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé, luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe, viviendo el día a día, más con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Solo más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humo de este blon. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero. Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound that removes soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound that removes soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion but Babylon. Wanna ganja respect from Volumen 8. My niggas on Volumen 8, this is Key on the studio respect. Alright. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh. La 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 la. When I got just smoking from the studio of the on. And when I can just your nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Oh them, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in
En la Plaza de Reyes, la Chumenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flujo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis abuelos que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker Soplón.
Dinero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah. Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me yo crecí rodeado de perros chusco. Ja, ja. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper refina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo Kizai. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le dueña, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco mob, negro. Yeah, Cinco mob, nigga. Yeah, Nero Luigi, man. Incas mob, yeah. It's money gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln, con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco, under del under. Puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor interprete capaz de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon de clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no existe patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Rey y papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Cimental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.